I love this tune. I love it a lot. Like, I would probably be lying if I said it wasn't one of my favorite, like, Gate of Steiner variants. It's so good. Alright. Just, like, pure happy energy. Like, there's not a shred of discontent to be found. Okay. I love it so much. Two weeks have passed since practice for the video contest started. Our dedication to practicing every day has started to pay off. We actually sound like we might be able to submit something. Emphasis on might. Moeka, at least when it comes to singing, is beginning to make actual progress. Damn, alright. However, singing solos really seems like too much for her. So after discussing it with everyone, we decided to have Mayuri step in as a secondary vocalist. Yay! Fubuki-chan is one of Mayuri's cosplay friends. I've never met her. We have. She's... I like Fubuki. I think I've said that many times. She's great. Mayuri gives her a big smile. Then, still smiling, she trots over to Moeka. I don't know why that verb, she trots over. Moe-san! Do it. There is no escape. This is probably the first time anyone has ever said something like this to Moeka. She's as expressionless as always, but I can see a slight knit in her brow. Is she confused? No, that's not quite right. I catch her cheeks turning a faint red. She's just embarrassed. Huh. So this is how you can tell what's going through her mind. I've gotten better at reading her. Moeka finally nods. She does feel emotions. It's just very, very subtle. With everyone in the standby position, Daru hits his drumsticks. That was it? Really? Boo! Boo, I say! Moeka and Mayuri's twin vocals are way better than I could have imagined. If we had just done this from the start, there wouldn't have been any stage pressure on Moeka. We might actually be able to put together a submission video. I'm starting to see the light at the end of this tunnel. We just have to keep practicing. However, the arrival of an unforeseen agent of chaos stops our rehearsal in its tracks. We hear heavy footsteps on the stairs. It's him. Wasn't he supportive? Wasn't he... We're good. Mr. Braun's good, right? Make no mistake, these footsteps belong to the owner of the Braun Tube Workshop. This is bad. Did we make too much noise? Sure, he gave us permission to practice, but if the neighbors complained, that'd be an entirely different issue. Everyone in the room exchanges nervous glances.
Oh,
Nah, he just brought snacks or something, come on. Mr. Braun slowly enters the room, then looks around at us with a sharp glint in his eyes. Lukako lets out a breath that almost sounds like a scream. Oh my god, I can imagine.
ちょっとうるさかった？
Suzuha's used to dealing with Mr. Bronze, so she doesn't seem too freaked out over his presence.
ああ、うるせえのは仕方ねえだろ。昼間なら別に構わねえよ。
I'm telling you, he's a bro in this one.
岡部、
He's like the man.
ちょいと顔貸せや。
なんだと？
顔貸せって言ってんだ。話がある。
お？
I may have spoken too soon.
さっさと来い。
Without waiting for my reply, Mr. Bronze stomps back down the stairs. What could he possibly want to talk to me about? Oh no. Is he going to raise the rent? Crap, crap, crap. I have to stop him.
おかりね、おかり。
This might be one of my favorite Mayuri portraits where she's so serious. I love it so much.
ファイトだにゃ。
ラボの後輩、この一戦にありだお。
They're all sending him on his last mission.
骨は拾ってやるからな。
Subtle as always,
嫌です。
Christina.
死なないでください、京馬さん。
Everyone seems to have the same idea of what's about to go down, seeing me off like a soldier going to war.
私、一緒に。
私も行こっか？
Moeka and Suzuha are being considerate, but I feel that going with a group to talk about this would only sour Mr. Bronze's mood, so I decide to head to the front lines alone. What a hero. He truly is the hero we need.
来たぞ、ミスター・ブラウン。
When I enter the Brontube workshop, the man of the hour is in the middle of rummaging through the stuff on his desk. In his desk.
そこへ座れや。
Not on.
おお。
There's a single round chair squeezed between all the Brontube TVs. This almost looks like an interrogation room. I reluctantly take a seat. What's about to happen? What's he going to say to me? How are things going to go down? My heart is racing a mile a minute. However, I do my best to try to mask my panic as I kick things off.
で、何の用だ？
His fucking voice, dude.
おめえ、この前、真夜中に、萌香の部屋にいたろ。
はい。
My voice jumped up 3 octaves. Only 3? I could feel myself going pale, the blood draining from my body at the speed of light.
何の話を？
やっぱりそうか。
Mr. Mr. Interrogator takes a folded up piece of paper and an envelope from his desk and stands imposingly in front of me.
部屋にな、男の匂いが残ってた。あと、ゴミ箱にカップ焼きそばが2つ、割り箸も2膳。
I'm sorry you could smell. Not even opening that. Nope. Not touching it. Shining finger! Whatever happened to cleaning up the evidence?
俺じゃないかもしれないだろ？
I mean, you... Okay.
だから今鎌かけたんじゃねえか。なあ、小僧。
Also, you have, at this point, thoroughly admitted it. Mr. Executioner places his enormous hand on my shoulder with a thud and narrows one of his eyes. This is bad. He might really end up killing me. As I tremble in fear, Mr. Executioner's eyes sharpen and he gruffly asks,
で、どこまで行ってんだ？
どこまでというと？
ほら、あるだろ。ダンジョン。 A とか B とかよ。
待
I nearly fall off the chair.
ってくれ。俺と指圧師はそんな関係ではない。この前だって仕事で部屋に寄っただけだ。やましいことは何もしてないぞ。本当です。
The music makes it like 10 times funnier. The fucking like intense battle music. I didn't mean to cover myself in her underwear. It was all just a bad accident. I mean that's fair. Like that situation was only like 30% Okabe's fault, you know? Mr. Braun suddenly lets out a heavy sigh.
おめえと萌えかじゃ何にも起きねえだろうなとは思ってたけどよ。
で？
たく話になんねえな。
He holds the envelope out to me.
ほら、受け取れ。
なんだ？
昨日、町内会から回ってきたんだ。
I cautiously open it. Inside is a pair of movie tickets.
子供向けの映画なら、苗を連れてくところなんだがな。
Mr. Braun playing matchmaker? What the fuck? For Okabe? Okay, alright. What am I supposed to do with this? As I sit there confused, Mr. Braun thrusts another piece of paper at me.
感謝しろ。おめえのためにわざわざ作っておいてやったぜ。
これは？
開けてみな。
Everything about this screams suspicious. I was expecting the man beast to scream, "How dare you with a straight face. How dare you deflower Moeka," before ripping me to shreds or something. I'm certainly relieved that it hasn't happened yet, but I still can't help but be on guard as I unfold the paper and look at its contents. This is killing me. This is killing me in the best way possible. I'm sorry, I just read it. How boring the movie is. Sleep and I'll hit you. Oh my god, I'm dying. Perfect date plan and points of notice. My brain can't catch up with reality. So movie theater, 9 o'clock. When buying drinks and snacks, don't even think about splitting them, I guess? That's... I want to read the whole thing. He better read the whole thing.
いやー、つい青春時代を思い出しちまったぜ。若いってないいもんだ。
Sleep and I'll hit you. Mr. Braun gazes off into the distance. Meanwhile, all I can do is sit there with my jaw hanging low.
てなわけで、今度の日曜開けとけ。萌香には俺から言っといてやる。
I'm like actually out of breath at this point.
待ってくれ。
It's been 15 minutes.
なや、うるせえな。ギャーやわめくな。
あんたが無茶なことを言うからだ。
無茶？
だってそうだろう。なんで俺と指圧師がデートなんか。
嫌なのかてめえ。
Mr. Braun roars like a beast, like a bear assaulting its prey. His muscular body looks like it's grown several times larger, causing me to jump in my chair.
あんな美人の娘とデートできるんだぞ。何が気に入られんだ。あ？
A beauty like her, he's not wrong, but isn't he just a wee bit biased considering their relationship? I'd be murdered on the spot if I said that.
いや、よく考えてみろミスター・ブラウン。そういうのはお互いの気持ちが大切だろ。俺はともかく指圧師が何と言うか。
それだったら案ずることはねえ。あいつはな、自分でも気づいてねえかもしれねえが、おめえを憎からず思ってるはずだ。喜ぶに決まってる。
そうなのか？
I'm reminded of what Mr. Braun said back at Moeka's place. Moeka likes me. Could that really be the case?
なあ、岡部よ。
Also, my fucking lamp is flickering again. I just changed the bulb.
そういうやつだ。このままじゃ何も進展しねえまま終わっちまうだろう。だからとにかく一回でいい。デートしてやってくれ。頼む。
Mr. Braun suddenly bows his head to me. I actually fall out of my chair from shock this time.
萌えが確かに愛想がねえし、可愛いことの一つも言えねえ。かなりの変わり者だと思う。けど本当にいい娘なんだ。そりゃおめえだって分かってくれるだろうな。
もちろんわかるから表を開けてくれ、ミスター・ブラウン。
I stagger back up to my chair. Seeing Mr. Braun like this really throws me off. I think I prefer it when he's yelling at me.
あいつはよ、ちょっと不幸な生い立ちをしててな。俺が親代わりになるまでは、いろいろあったみてえなんだ。そのせいで、あんな風に、人とまともに話すこともできねえ。感情を素直に表すこともできねえ。そんな人間になっちまったんだよ。
I just changed the fucking bulb in this goddamn lamp, and it is it's driving me nuts. Oh, don't. It doesn't even matter what the context is. This song, like, every time it pops up, I have like this pulse of like, Mr. Braun looks up at the ceiling and lets out a long sigh. He's probably thinking of Moeka up in the lab. I remember what she said to me before.
昔何もかも嫌になって生きてる意味がわからなくなって、死のうって思った時、天王寺のおじさんが親身になって助けてくれて。
初めて会った頃はな、今よりもっとひどかった。感情ってもんをどこかに落としちまったみてえに。いや、違うな。最初から感情なんてもんを持ってなかったみてえに。うずくまったまま動かねえんだ。どうにかこうにか人らしく生活できるようになって社会に出てからもよ、あいつはどうしても他人に心を開けなかった。そんな姿を見てると俺は不憫で仕方なくてな。
Time for once. How dare you? Also, hi, but more importantly, how dare you? I'm always on time, except when I'm not. Every time, except the times, you know. Just then, Mr. Braun's eyes looked like they were shining. Even an ogre can shed tears. Again, don't say that, Okabe. You will die.
それがよ、どんなわけがあるにしろ、男のおめえを自分の部屋に招き入れるなんざ、これはもう奇跡以外の何もんでもねえだろうな。
You did miss the funniest Okabe scream, though. Past few days. How dare you? And stop being right. I'm doing my best.
少しずつだが、あいつは変わり始めてるんだ。おめえたちと付き合うようになってから。だから頼む。あいつの心を 開いてやってくれ。それが親代わりの俺の願いだ。
Mr. Braun once again bows his head to me.
ミスター・ブラウン。
I mean, you're wrong about certain things. Puss in Boots. Sorry. I stand up and slip the movie tickets and kind of unnecessary memo into my pocket.
誰かの
That is the greatest memo of all time, Okabe.
そん
Shut
な
up.
大それたことができるのかどうかよくわからないが、俺だってあいつを放ってはおけない。大切な仲間だからな。
すまねえ。
ただし恋愛云々は別だぞ。勘違いするな。
わかったよ。たく、俺があと10若けりゃ、あんないい女、絶対にほったかねえがな。
Dude, this is so funny, Mr. Braun playing fucking matchmaker. I'm telling you, you're just biased because you're her dad. Obviously, I don't say that aloud. You will die.
ありがとな、岡部。俺の話はこれでしまいだ。もう、戻っていいぜ。
なあ。
It's true. You're, did you not see that he didn't see the title, I guess. Also, I'm surprised you haven't said anything about the new addition to the lineup. My new glorious Kirby. Whoops. I turn around and start to exit the Braun Tube workshop. But just before I make it out, I hear a voice from behind me.
おお、そうだ。最後にもう一つ言っておくことがあった。デートに行くときはよ、もう少し洒落た格好しろや。萌えかに恥かかせたら、はっ倒すからな。
It's true. I had to shrink him a little bit, but yeah, I don't think I can get any more in there without like making him way too small. But I'm very happy with how it looks right now. I'm satisfied with the lineup. The Mahorby, the Mahorby. I give him a pained smile. I'll do my best. Mission start. On Sundays, cinema complexes are packed with families and couples. They happily purchase their refreshments in the lobby before heading out to their screen of choice. And mixed in with those happy people, I need to see Okabe in a suit. I know it's not the first time we would have seen Okabe in the suit. Let me see Okabe in the suit. Tai wearing Okabe, do it. I don't think I could fit him. That would be very funny though. Moeka and I are looking around us Moeka and I are looking around us nervously. We stick out like a sore thumb. It's my first time coming to a place like this, much less on a date, and I have absolutely no idea what to do. My man, he gave you a memo. Just to be safe, I checked the perfect date plan and points of note concerning cinemas memo that Mr. Braun gave me. Hell yeah. It's true, he looks great in a suit. It don't look right, but he certainly kills it. When buying drinks and snacks, you treat. Don't even think of splitting the bill. No matter how boring the movie is, don't sleep. Sleep and I'll hit you. I love this memo so much. When the movie ends, talk about your thoughts in a fun way. I need that. I need that in my life. This thing is useless. What are you talking about, Okabe? That's the greatest advice you'll ever get. As I internally curse Mr. Braun, Moeka sends me an email. Talk during a movie. I mean, that's the thing. Okabe can't shut up, so he'd talk during the movie. Moeka can't. She's cell phone-tastic. They're literally the worst people to go to a movie. Talking and texting. The worst. Sorry. Tanoji-san can be pretty hard-headed once he settles on something, Moeka.
いや、俺も別にいやいや来ているわけではないから気にするな。
In a rare moment for her, Moeka wears her feelings on her face. Whether out of surprise or confusion, her eyes blink rapidly behind her glasses. Her deep amber-colored eyes stare right at me. I immediately start walking to hide my own embarrassment. Right.
映画始まる。中に入るぞ。
Moeka and I enter the theater and sit down in a pair of seats that just happen to be open. The film's a romance. That said, the story doesn't just blindly focus on the romantic elements. There are plenty— what the fuck am I looking at right now? There are plenty of funny and sad moments, making it the perfect date flick. The lead is an actress popular in women's magazines, and actually, she looks kind of like Moeka. When said actress embraces the man she loves while in bed with him, the two begin to whisper sweet nothings to one another. This is starting to get a little awkward. A penguin called Gary. It better be called Gary. Feeling the need to cool off, I reach for my drink. Moeka just happens to do so at the same time, and our hands gently touch. Tropes. Okabe, you've been troped. We both hurriedly pull our hands back. Hey, wait a second. Are we a middle school couple or something? While reflecting on my own lameness, the spot on my hand that touched hers feels oddly warm. What am I even supposed to do? The concept of a date doesn't even exist within the perfect framework that is Hoin Kyoma's mind. The tension-filled 2 hours fly by. After the movie, there's a stylish little cafe in the lobby, so we decide to have coffee. I mean, that's, yeah, basically.
ちゃんと腰を据えてみればなかなか面白いものだな。
小説を書く時の刺激になった。
小説？ああ、例の携帯小説か。そういえば、あれって恋愛ものだったよな。
そう。
しかも女の子たちに大人気なんだよな。
一応。
デートシーンとかどうしてるんだ？
According to Mr. Braun, Moeka has about as much romance experience as I do. So how is she writing that sort of stuff?
勘？
そう。なんとなく、だいたいイメージで。
Well, take notes. Are you not seeing this? This perfectly written, this glorious exchange between. It's perfect. It's perfect resource material. Considering the praise she receives from readers, she must be one hell of a talented writer. I mean, that's fair. Listen, the things I write about are like complete fiction. I don't have any experience with superpowers, but I do just fine, thank you very much. Do you think the person who wrote Cyclops could shoot lasers out of his eyes? I don't think so. I don't think that's quite the same, but it might as well be. Considering the praise she receives from readers, she wasn't I already read that part. I'm getting all flustered. Putting Kurisu aside, who seems to be in love with the idea of love itself, Mayuri, Lukako, and Ferris all said it was a good read. I like how he just
かなり売れてるそうじゃないか。
I like how he just completely disregards Kurisu's opinion. He's like, listen, Kurisu said it, whatever, but other than her, they say it's pretty good.
でも最近ちょっと
I mean, she's speaking, but also just like, oh, by the way. It could be like this. That's fair. I've got writer's block. I'm having some trouble. The story's gotten super serious, but I'm not sure how to wrap it all up. Moeka.
大変だな。すまないが、俺は読んだことがないんだ。どんな話なんだ？
A simple synopsis. The protagonist is kind of traumatized. She thinks that nobody needs her. At first, she's kind of an introvert. Then she meets a guy at work and falls in love. For the first time in her life, she feels like somebody needs her. Moeka. And so she gradually becomes more cheerful and outgoing, and that's the main story. Moeka. They do, yeah. They do agree on like certain things, just not the big ones. I see. It's true. It's pretty orthodox overall, but it sounds like a nice little tale. Where I'm stuck, the problem is that around the point where the protagonist is trying to get back on her feet, she says this to the boy she loves. People are able to live their lives because they're needed by other people. Or by others. If no one needs them, what's the point? What point is there in living? Nobody needs me. The boy desperately wants to tell her that's not true, but I just can't think of the right line for him. What can he say that'd help her stand on her own 2 feet? As I read Moeka's texts, I find myself nodding. Yeah, this is a toughie. The more you try to polish the text with cool lines or rhetorical flourishes, the larger the chance that the reader can't follow the story.
そうだな。こういう時は割とストレートな方が。
I raise my eyes from my cell phone screen to speak directly at Moeka, and Moeka's gaze is pointed directly behind me.
どうした？
Moeka frantically turns her eyes back to me.
なんでも
Out of curiosity, I turn around, and there I see a family happily walking through the lobby. There's a young girl, maybe an elementary school student, smiling as she holds hands with her mother and father. It seems as though Moeka was watching them. And then suddenly, I can hear Mr. Braun's words in the back of my head.
あいつはよ、
Sleep and I'll hit you.
ちょっ
Oh, wait, no.
と不幸な生い立ちをしててな。俺が親代わりになるまでは、いろいろあったみてえなんだ。
いや。
I grab my coffee off the table and gulp it down. I definitely just burned my tongue. That's going to suck when it starts to peel. Ah, the
そろ
worst.
そろ行くか。ミスター・ブラウン。次はどこへ行けと言うんだ？
Just casually cursing Mr. Braun. I look at the aforementioned useless memo. Listed on it are a host of different locations like Hakejima and Odaiba, among others. The most cliché date spots you could think of, along with the transportation needed to reach them. Just as Mr. Braun instructed, we end up visiting a handful of different spots. Wow. Damn. That's not the solution I would have thought of, but that's... Well, file that away for later. This goes without saying, but all the popular places are jam-packed with visitors. It is the summer, after all. In the end, I could no longer tell whether we were on a date or we had been tossed into some life-or-death survival game. It was time to give up. After barely escaping a date spot with our lives, we decided to swing by an arcade in Akiba, play some games, and grab dinner at a restaurant near the station.
やっぱりここが落ち着くな。
そう。
DVD sign. Yeah, I know. I knew you were gonna say something about it. Every time.
今日は
Moeka tries to say something. But the second I look up at her, she goes quiet and reaches for her cell phone. No, Moeka, you were so close! Thanks for today. I had a blast. I think I'm starting to fall for you, Okabe-kun. Moeka. I think back to what Mr. Braun said about her liking me, and my heart skips a beat. However, reacting to this would look super lame, so I try my best to respond coolly. Oh boy, here we go.
いや、こっちこそ。それなりに楽しかったぞ、しあつし。
Could you cops... I can read, I swear. Could you stop calling me Shining Finger? It's super uncute, Moeka.
では何と呼べばいいのだ?
Well, it'd be nice if you called me Moeka. Moeka. She still signs it off. Also, that look back was really cute, I'm not gonna lie.
そんな恥ずかしいことができるか?
But you call Shina-san Mayuri, right? Moeka.
あれは幼馴染だからだ。
Boo. What? Did you see that face? Dude, that was awesome. I don't think I've ever seen that before. She does not make that face, right? Like, that was definitely the first time she's made that face, right? I'm not losing my mind, am I? Haha, you're all upset now, Moeka. Damn her! I can't tell if she's serious or if she's trying to mess with my head. There will be no burning. I try to get a read on her intentions by looking at her face, but she quickly turns away. I'm gonna get going, okay? Thank you so much for today, Moeka. P.S. If we're gonna be recording our performance soon, right? I'm gonna give it my all. I wanna make something awesome with everyone. Oh god. 1 second. Hi, it's me again. After sending me another email, she waves at me. Moeka starts to walk in the direction of her apartment. Then, after putting a little distance between the two of us, she sends me another email. No matches. No burning. Calm yourself. Oh, and I'll tell Tenoji-san that the date was super boring and that you're totally not into me at all. I think he'll understand. Anyway, bye-bye, Moeka. Oh no. I quietly watch as Moeka disappears into the distance. I finally make up my mind and type up a response. Well, I wouldn't mind accompanying you to the movies every now and then, Shining Finger. Just keep in mind it wouldn't be a date or anything as mainstream, lol, as that. It'd be as research for your novel. Don't get the wrong idea. Send. It takes a moment. I notice Moeka turn around in the distance, presumably because my email reached her. She's too far away for me to see her face, but I think she's looking my way. As throngs of people at the station come to and fro, the two of us simply stand there, looking at each other. This is like... this is kind of cute, I'm not gonna lie, this is kind of cute. And then finally, after her usual slight hand wave, Moeka disappears into the sea of pedestrians. It's true. As much flack as we give Kurisu for being tsundere AF, Okabe is he is not free from that quality. I think everybody's got a little tsundere in them, just a little bit. It's just a different varying degrees, you know. The sounds of nervous gulping fill the air. In front of us is the digital video camera that we borrowed from Lukako's family. Of course, it's the latest model. Lukako's father bought it so that he could record every minute and second of his beautiful Lukako's growth. Oh my god. His dad is so nice, but he's also, he's such a weirdo! I cannot find where I land when it comes to Lukako's dad. He's like nice, he's a cool dude, but he's also just a little too weird. Okay, yep. Boop. You know what, everybody? Boop, boop, boop.
どうだ
今のはいけたんじゃないかしら。
I got things to show. Oh boy. Time for this to go off the rails. We didn't need rails. It's fine. Who needs rails? One of these days, I want to not have to wear glasses ever in my life. I hate them. I hate them so much. I never want to wear glasses. I hate them. And I want to throw them into the river. I don't even live near a river. I would go to a river and throw them in. Not really, because I'm pretty sure that's a crime, but, you know, some kind of littering. Anyways, I love that this account's called Suzuha Daily. It's wonderful. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh, wait, let me do the thing. Very cute. I heckin' love the relationship between Suzuha and Nai. I love how many different ways it can go. Like the fact that in like the Robotics Notes games, she's like clearly heavily influenced by like Suzuha. It's wonderful. I don't get it. I feel like that's a thing I don't get. But that's a joke that goes right over my head. And then well, that's wonderful. Why does she have a basketball? Also, why is her hand is this a reference to something I don't understand? It's adorable, don't get me wrong, but is it like some kind of is it a reference to a different character maybe? That's really specific. The basketball and the bandage. I feel like I'm missing something. Okay, this one's glorious. Oh. It's our purpose. Oh, Suzo, I don't believe you. I think we all know that you have a favorite, and I think we all know what it is. One of the crossovers. What is it? What is the crossover? I don't know what the what it is, but ah. Dude, that okay. I literally thought Monogatari. Ah, I see. I think yeah, we talked about that another time. This okay. I was thinking about this the other day, and this just reminded me of that. We've literally never like canonically. Obviously, we're seeing it right here, but like canonically, we've never seen Daru without his hat, right? Like I can't think of a single time his like full hair has ever been on display. Never once. Right? Like, I'm not crazy. I'm not forgetting something, right? He is always wearing the hat. Or at least a hat. Yeah? I just, like, it just occurred to me, because I'm like, I honestly can't even imagine what his hair would look like. This makes sense. But, like, it's just so, it's... I can't even imagine it. I can't even picture it. And I swear to God, if you say look in a mirror, I'm coming through the screen. If you ooh. Oh, yes. So let's just get these. Good old Maho. Did I already click this one? I think I did. Nope. Ah, Maho! Yay! Any Maho is good Maho. It wouldn't have. It would have been, it was something, no. No and no. You're wrong and also no. Alright. Was it? I don't know characters' birthdays. I'm like, listen, I can barely keep track of like real people's birthdays. I can barely keep track of my birthday, alright? I only remember it because people tell me. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and go back to the game now. This is funny though. I do love the like even if it's just fan art. I love there is a picture of Daru without a hat. Like, what would it even look like? It like genuinely boggles the mind. Okay, I'm gonna go back to playing game. No. You're literally wrong. You're just saying wrong things. Like, seriously, if I put on Daru's hat, my hair would not do what his does. It does, like, it's just not the same hair. You're crazy. The submission deadline for Nico Nia's We Tried to Perform Our Favorite Anime Song contest is today. In fact, the deadline's just an hour away. Mr. Braun warned us that against making noise at night, but we don't have the luxury of worrying about that right now. As much as we'd love to give it another 20 tries, we just don't have any time. It's do or die. No, I don't have the hat, and I'm not getting the hat. If I'm cosplaying any character, it is going to be either Momo or Maho. One of those two. I probably couldn't do Maho, I'm too tall. But I feel like most people are too tall for Maho. She's very short. Don't tell her that. Don't say that to her face. She get mad. I still want that hoodie. I'm getting that hoodie. Someday I'm getting that Momo hoodie. I want it. I will be it. It will be mine. That hoodie makes me so happy. Just even in just concept. It's such a glorious hoodie. Momo belongs to everyone. You cannot lay claim. Momo belongs to us all. Momo belongs to the world. Alright, whoops. No claims. Well, no. Yo, busted. Daru takes the storage card out from the video camera and runs to the computer. He pushes it into the slot, then starts frantically operating the mouse.
ダル、位置を確認させろ。
True.
んなことやってる暇ないよ。
Daru's fidgeting intensely, waiting for the data to finish transferring to the computer.
しかしだな。
No, listen, if there's any character I will cosplay, it will be her, because she's the best. And also, I really like that hoodie. It's just the best thing ever. Like, cosplay or not, I kind of just want the hoodie in general. Buzz works for me. He's my employee. He's on my payroll, buddy.
ファイルを作るのが先よ、岡部。どのみち今のテイクしかないんだから。
確かにそうか。
She's right. As much as it pains me to admit it, this is the only take we have where nobody made any mistakes. Regardless of the quality, we need to use it.
よし、頼んだぞ、ダル。
オーキードーキー。
After a little while, the video data finally finishes copying to the PC.
よしよしよし。あとはこれを。
Alright. You keep believing that. He opens the editing software and cuts off the useless chunks of footage from before and after the performance. He then plugs in the title screen and other bits he prepared beforehand. This is like, I feel like, not to... I'm gonna regret this because it's gonna draw comparisons between me and Daru, but this is reminding me of anytime I have to edit one of my fucking, one of my VODs. There was that one I had to cut up because it was reasons, but this sounds very familiar. And then finally, he exports it as a single complete file.
よし、できたお。
Alright, you made it weird. You've successfully made it weird. Congratulations. I'm moving on. I knew it'd happen eventually.
あと10分って。
1回だけならプレビューする時間ありそうね。
動画をウップする準備してるから、その間に見てみるよ。
ほら、シアツシ、お前もこっちに来い。
Okay. I mean, listen, if that's your thing, like, if anyone sounds like Daru here, it's you. Just keep that in mind. Moeka stands next to me and looks at the screen.
ワクワクするにゃ。早く見せて、ダルくん。
あのね、まゆし。そこはもっと。 恥じらうように言ってくれる?
I'm dealing with two Darus right now. I'm dealing with you and I'm dealing with this Daru. So I can only handle one Daru at a time, thank you.
早く見せて、ダルくん。
Stop! Don't make her say that! You bastard!
さっさと再生しろ、変態。
はいはい。
Daru clicks on the file and the video begins to play. To be completely honest, we're super bad. There's literally no way that we'll be able to win the prize money with a performance like this. The dream is dead. But quite frankly, nobody here really cares about the money anymore. I mean, sure, we sound terrible, but we all look like we're having a blast. This is really sweet, actually. Especially Moeka. She's doing her very best to sing out loud. And Mayuri's giving it her all to back her up. And all the other lab mems are performing their hearts out, trying to elevate the vocalists as much as they can. And yeah, from time to time, Kurisu and I glare at each other after clashing sounds. But everyone just looks so alive. Yeah, that's all that matters. As far as I'm concerned, this operation is a success. Dude, this is warming my heart right now. Jesus Christ, that doesn't make it less Daru-like, I'm afraid. I hate to bring it to you. The performance finally comes to an end. The peanut gallery can't help but voice their surprise and awe. Mayuri and Ferris start clapping their hands in applause.
わあ、すごいすごい。まあ、演奏は正直あれだけど、みんな楽しそうだから、これでいいにゃ。
そうね。OK ってことにしましょうか。
This is so sweet. I like this. Kurisu flashes us a somewhat strained smile.
なんといっても、ほら、ベースがものすっごく上手だから聞き応えあるし。
いやー、ギターにはかなわんぞ。
京馬さんも牧瀬さんも仲良くしましょう。仲良く。
よし、準備完了。それじゃ動画をウップするよ。
With everything on the submission page filled out, the time had finally come to submit it to Nico Nia.
ああ、やってくれ。
それ、ポチッとな。
Daru's finger moves to click the mouse. But then... Moeka grabs Daru's hand and stops him.
え？
Eh?
しよし。どうした？
What happened?
何？
Moeka's quietly muttering something. I bring my ear closer. It's my fucking clock. I keep forgetting to cover it. It's... just give it a second. It's Aria of the Soul, baby. Okay, it's done. I bring my ear closer to her mouth.
ごめん。
It's not the opera. I mean, I guess it's operatic, but it's a long story. I'm sorry?
だからどうしたんだ？
While we were busy talking about how the video came out, Moeka had just stood there in silence. That's not particularly rare for her, so I paid it no mind, but there's clearly something wrong with her. Okay, I lied. It's not actually a long story. It's just... it's a clock that plays Persona 3 music on the hour. And but I have to, like, cover it so it doesn't do it while I'm streaming, but I forget to do that because I'm... You know, you know, because of that tag I added, I forgot I did that. I found the scatterbrain tag, because apparently that's a tag. And I felt like it was appropriate. So, that's the story. It wasn't very long. I don't know why I said it was a long story. Her face is paler than usual, and she's biting her lip, trembling. The area between her eyebrows is furrowed just slightly. Yeah, that was the song that plays in the Velvet Room when you're fusing personas and whatnot. Scatterbrain Maximus.
今見てて。
Why are you upset? What happened?
間違えてる。
何を？
私歌詞間違えてる。
え？
ごめん。
For the first time ever, I see Moeka Kiryu shed tears before my very eyes. What? Don't... Stop that.
それじゃあまた明日ね。
おやすみなさい、京馬さん。
おやすみにゃー。おやすみ。
ああ、気をつけて帰れよ。
The lab mems start leaving in small groups.
ねえまゆり、電車あるの？私のホテルに泊まってく？
本
遠慮しないでいいわよ。
I was concerned that Mayuri might miss the last train, but if she's going to stay with Kurisu, she'll be fine. Of course, Daru and I will be staying at the lab. As for Moeka...
どうしてるだろうな、あいつ。
With all that had happened, we decided not to upload the video. There was no time to do a retake. Some of the lab mems proposed that a tiny mistake in the lyrics wasn't a big deal, but in the end, we opted not to send it in. Moeka hung her head in shame the entire time. It's not it's just a track from Persona 3. Anyways, have a good night. Bye. It is operatic, but it's just a fucking random song from Persona 3. When the submission deadline finally passed, she bowed her head and apologized before running out of the lab. We tried to tell her not to beat herself up over it, that we'd just do better next time, but our words could no longer reach her. Thanks. Thank you. Alright, have a good one. We were all worried about Moeka, but none of us could find the words necessary to comfort her. Man, it was going so well. Everyone was so happy. I take out my cell phone and shoot her an email. Did you get home all right? Did you make it home without any problems? Make sure you eat. We'd spent the entire day filming, and Moeka was so nervous that she barely ate. If she's too depressed to eat, she might end up collapsing from fatigue. I wait to hear back from her, but there's no reply. There's no reply from the queen of texting, Shining Finger. On any other day, it'd only take seconds before I'd get a barrage of replies from her.
おいおい、どうしたしやつし。
I'm starting to get really concerned. I send another email. Are you at home? Get back to me. But again, there's no response. Hey, where are you? Are you not at home? Say something. Why won't you reply to me? In a panic, I send a barrage of emails. I have channeled my own Shining Finger. Hey, Shining Finger, just get back to me, got it? But no matter how many I send, there's no reply.
くそ。
I'm beside myself with worry. I run into the lab, inform Daru of the situation, and immediately head out into the city. From just outside Moeka's apartment building, I can see that the light on in her room is on.
なんだ、いるじゃないか。
I walk up the stairs and stop in front of the door. Knock, knock. Knock, knock.
おいしやつし。
However, if I just like with my emails, there's no answer.
おい。
More knocking. But it's no good. Moeka's that depressed over all this? I can see it in my mind. I can see her curled up in her room, holding her knees. Unable to restrain myself any longer, I start violently banging on the door.
いるんだろ、シャッシモエカ
And then, I can just barely make out the sounds of someone shuffling to the door. Moeka's voice is frail.
いるなら返事くらいしろ。あとメールの返信も。おかげで心配してしまったではないか。
心配。
当たり前だろ。
Clearly!
ごめん。
Ow. The door opens a little. Moeka timidly peeks out from inside. Behind her glasses, her eyes are completely red. Not the kind of red from overwork or lack of sleep. She's clearly been crying. Her eyelids are a little swollen, and upon closer inspection, I can see traces of tears on her cheeks. I doubt Moeka has ever cried in front of anyone before. She moves her hair with her hands to cover her eyes, like she's embarrassed to show her feelings.
大丈夫か。そうか。ならいいが。あと、ちゃんと食べるんだぞ。お前昼から何も口にしてないだろう。わかったか。そうか。
Overcome with relief, I instinctively start to pat Moeka on the head. It kind of reminds me of how I interact with Mayuri. I know she's technically older than me, but I can't help but see her as a little kid right now.
痛い。
心配させたお返しだ。それじゃあな。
As I turn to leave, Moeka pulls on my sleeve from behind.
Huh?
I turn around to see Moeka looking down, still holding onto my sleeve.
なんだ。
何か。
おお、やっと食欲が出てきたか。それはよかった。
一緒に。どうかな。
え
Moeka finally looks up at me. Her eyes say it all. Please don't leave me alone. I nod my head and decide to join her.
今夜もまたカップ焼きそばか。
違う。明太子パスタ。
I don't know what that is. Slurp, slurp. Just like before, slurping sounds echo throughout the room. Except it's not yakisoba this time, just regular pasta. I glance around her apartment while I eat. The place has gotten a lot messier since I last cleaned it. Yeah, as usual, there's a wide assortment of books, papers, and plastic bags all over the place. Inside said bags are cans of alcohol and various snacks. The reason the place smells a little like alcohol is probably because she was just drinking. There are empty cans all over her table. Drinking without putting anything in her stomach is a bad look, but then I remember that she probably came home depressed and couldn't help herself.
シアツシ、お前結構飲むんだな。酒、好きなのか？
別に。そうでも。
そうか。
Oh my god, this really is like fucking every conversation I've ever had. I can't keep a conversation going. Quite frankly, I really want to talk about what happened back at the lab. I don't want to do anything that'll make her feel worse, so I just shut up and eat more pasta. Done with the food, I head toward the kitchen to throw away the empty container.
これ、ここに捨てればいいのか？
I toss it all into a plastic bag filled with convenience store bento boxes and other empty containers. Back in the other room, Moeka has stopped eating and is now typing into her phone. Her finger work is as magnificent as always, her slender digits gliding over the different keys. My phone alerts me to an email. I'm sorry for worrying you like this, Moeka. I'm an open book, apparently. I guess not mentioning what happened at the lab is actually more suspicious than just bringing the subject up right off the bat.
まあ、今回は残念だったが、いくらでもチャンスはある。みんなも言っていたろ？次また頑張ればいいことだ。な。
But I have no confidence in myself. I'm always causing trouble for the people around me. I've always been this way. Fuck! Why? I hate that how often I relate to Moeka, of all people. It's such a twisted feeling in my heart right now.
でもそれは。
She's such a complex character. Just as I'm about to say this, I get another email from Moeka. Sometimes I wonder why I'm even here, Moeka. Let me in. Let me in. Let me in. When I tilt my head to the side, my phone rings again. Nobody needs me, Moeka. People are able to live their lives because they're needed by others, but if no one needs them, what's the point? What point is there in living? My god, I am Moeka. I take a long, hard look at Moeka's face. She quickly averts her eyes. The room is engulfed in silence. I can even hear sounds of cars driving around in the city. That's how heavy the silence is. After reading Moeka's emails again, I hold my cell phone screen out to her.
なあ、シアツ氏。これはあれか？お前が書いている携帯小説の一部。その中に出てくるかわいそうなヒロインのセリフか？そうなんだろ？
I sit motionless, waiting for her to answer. Moeka runs her fingers over the keys on her phone. Her white, slender fingertips press the keys, but I can tell she's erasing what she typed over and over again. And then finally, Moeka speaks with her own mouth.
これは。
バカなことを言うな。
Moeka raises her eyes from the screen and looks at me in surprise. I bring myself just a little closer to her.
だってお前にはお前を必要としてる人間がたくさんいるじゃないか。
Lab Mem 005! Never forget it, Moeka. Moeka's eyes open wide. Her mouth is opening and closing. It looks like she's trying to say something but can't find the words. Moeka's fingers move across the keypad. She's trying to type something in. I extend my hand to stop her. My hand covers hers. Moeka's hand is warm and just a little moist. Her fingers are so delicate that they feel like they could break at any moment, but they're also soft, beautiful, and trembling. I made a grave mistake giving her the nickname Shining Finger. That's just how beautiful her hand is.
頼むモエカ、その口で言ってくれ。俺やラボの仲間たち、そしてミスター・ブラウン、お前のことを大切に思っている人はたくさんいる。 そう、たくさんいるんだ。お前はそれでもいらない人間なのか、そう思うのか。
I can tell that Moeka is desperately trying to find her voice. Her eyes are full of pain and loneliness, but there's also a crazed longing within them.
みんなが私を必要だと思ってる。
ああ、
岡部君も私のこと必要？
もちろんだ。
でも私は
なんで逃げるんだ。自分が必要とされることから。なぜ？
だって
Tears start welling up in Moeka's eyes. A few of them roll down her cheeks, landing atop my hand.
私いらない子だってずっと言われ続けて、ずっとだから本当に自分はいらない子なんだってずっと思ってて、そう思うことで私安心して。だっていらない子の私なら誰も私を見ない、誰も私に期待しない、誰も私に失望しない。だから私
ならもう諦めろ、萌か。俺たちにはお前が必要だ。だからいつも見てる、いつも期待してる。そして
My man with the booming voice.
お前が悲しめば俺は失望する。
Moeka's tears are suddenly streaming down her cheeks. Radiant little beads of moisture trickle down from both her eyes. Eventually, they start gushing. Moeka buries her face into my chest and starts crying loudly. She lets her emotions just hang out. Her cries are like those of an innocent child's. I quietly listen to Moeka's crying voice as I lend her my chest. This is likely the first time she's ever expressed her own feelings so directly. I got me. I did. The next morning, also, what is this fucking ultra triumphant fucking, I feel like someone just jumped the Grand Canyon. Okay, well, not anymore. With all the lab mems present and accounted for, Moeka bows her head apologetically. To me, it seems less like less of an apology for what happened last night, and more of an apology for not noticing that everyone here cares about her.
いいのよ、別に謝らなくて。
そうだよ。萌さんが元気になっただけで マユシーは嬉しいのです。
Ah!
ありがとう。
Then, Moeka faces everyone and gives them a warm, pure smile.
モエニャンが笑ったにゃ。
ついに桐生氏が出れた。
Daru! You get a pass for this one. You get a
天
pass.
才はなんでそっちへ話を持っていきたがるのかしらね。
Because that was funny.
だけどさ、桐生萌香はその方がいいね。笑ってる方がずっといい。
そうですね。とっても可愛らしいです。あんまり見ないと。恥ずかしい。
Moeka turns bright red and starts to fidget uncomfortably. I don't think anyone here has ever seen the sight of her. She quickly flees behind me. Actually, she's pretty much just holding me. Lab mems turn their gaze to Moeka hiding behind me. They then immediately look at me.
ああ。へえ。ほほー。そういうことですか。
That reaction is great.
マユシ全然知らなかったよ。
Wah, wah, wah.
許さない。絶対に許さない。オ
Explode.
カリンのくせにぼっちを脱出するなんて。
Hold on, I can hear that by ear. That's going in the pile.
ちょっと待ってお前ら、なんか勘違いしてるぞ。
そういえばさ、いつだったかラジカンに二人っきりでいたよね。
柳林神社に2人で来たのもやっぱりデートだったんですね。
Okabe, do you not hear the music? You cannot escape from love.
にゃにゃ、これはスキャンダルにゃ。
Candle.
だからお前ら話を聞け。
Meanwhile, Moeka is still clinging to me from behind, her face undoubtedly bright red. How the hell am I gonna clear up this misunderstanding? But then I realized something. Who cares? What's there to clear up? I still don't know that much about Moeka. What kind of girl is she really? Well, what is she like? What makes her smile? We've only just made it to the starting line. So who knows? Maybe I will totally fall in love with her. Maybe I won't. It'll take some time before I know one way or the other. Ah, thanks, Okabe-kun. I'm really glad that I met you. I really am. Heart Moeka. P.S. We're having tonkatsu ramen tonight. I'll be waiting for you, Moeka. Fucking serious face. I then turn to look at Moeka. I give her a frown.
おいシアツシ、ミスター・ブラウンが言ってただろう。カップ麺ばかりじゃダメだって。いつかちゃんとしたものも食べさせろ。そのお前が料理したものとか。
Moeka's eyes widen. And then she gives me a bashful smile.
わかった。
Ow. Man, these really are short. Okay, so maybe I'll just do two chapters at a time. If they're gonna be this short, you know? Hasn't even been an hour and a half. I can't read any of this. That was great. I love this. I love these characters. I say this every fucking time. But I do. It's true. I love these characters. I love this world. I don't like it. It really doesn't matter what the tone is, whether it's silly tone, sad tone, happy tone, serious tone. It doesn't matter. It's the characters in the world. Also, I was gonna say something else. Oh yeah, it kind of blows my mind because like once upon a time, if you told me when I first watched Steins Gate, before I played Zero, after I watched Steins Gate, if you told me that one day I would like truly, from the bottom of my heart, love Moeka, like genuinely like Moeka, I would call you a liar. I would probably call you a liar because I like could not stand her. And then I think I've said this before, like that one chapter in Zero, kind of, it wasn't an immediate flip, but it was like that was the moment where like the door opened, and I was like, okay, Moeka isn't the monster. I mean, that version of her is like once she does the thing, right? That Moeka is irredeemable, right? At that point, but like, it really does ultimately come down to like who she's surrounded by, like, right, like who can help her, right? She's a very sad, like, deep character, and depending on the world around her and the circumstances surrounding her, she's kind of the best sometimes. I don't know, like it blows my mind that I've reached this point, right? Because originally I could not. I was like, fuck Moeka, the irredeemable piece of shit. And now it's like, sure, that Moeka is. This Moeka, quality. The Moeka from that chapter in Zero, oh, my heart breaks for that Moeka. Just in general, I would say Moeka is a top tier character. I like her. Now I'm out of things to say. So that was my whole spiel. So I'm just gonna jam. Still don't know why it does that. It's weird. I'm so glad I decided to play this. It's so silly, but I'm really loving this so far. I'm only done one. I got one ending so far. I'm already having a blast. Alright. Well, I mean, I guess I'll, like... It's weird, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna, like... Do the thing up to... Ooh, new wallpapers. I'm gonna do the thing up to, like, the start of the next route. And then... Which should take, like, 5 minutes. And then I'm gonna call it, and then from here on out, I think I'm gonna try and do like 2 chapters at a time, if they're gonna be this heckin' short. What was the last one? It was like 2.5 hours. This is about 1.5 hours, so that adds up to like my normal, maybe a little long, but it's, yeah, I'll do that. Okay, so, okay, first things first, I gotta see, I wanna go. I can't see this again. It's so creepy. Like she, I'm gonna be honest, she kills it as the fucking I can't remember what the name, the ring lady. Anyways, glorious. All right, Oh yeah, and I want to check the... I guess I probably can't. I'll do that next time. I'll check what wallpaper I got for the phone. Okay, so this next one. The message will read, "Stop new gadget development at once." That should be enough. We don't try to make that new gadget, then we can change the situation. We can keep Darling You Idiot from ever existing. But it'll probably wipe numbers 9 through 11 from existence too. But I'll come up with some way to fund our lab. There's nothing to worry about. The D-mail is written. All that's left is a tap of my thumb. Kurisu urges me on. With that, I press the button.
岡部、どうしたの？
考えてみれば、新作ガジェットの開発自体を中止する必要はないのではないか？
まあ、確かに言われてみれば。
We put so much time and effort into making new gadgets that throwing them away feels like a waste. And if we erase them all, there's a chance that we won't be able to escape bankruptcy.
でも、じゃあどうするの？
要は、12号機さえなんとかなればいいのだろう？ならば、12号機の制作を中止にすればいいのだ。
If we put a stop to that alone, we could keep the other gadgets, which would still let us make money. We just have to change the wording from new gadget to number 12.
じゃあそれでいいから早く送りましょう。
I readied my phone and adjusted the message. Stop number 12 development at once. That should be the end of number 12. Alright. I guess I'll save here too, right? Just for... this is just... I'll have to go through each one every time. Whoops. This hell. I feel dizzy as my vision distorts. I've lost all sense of reality. And then, once again, the world begins to take shape. I know this feeling. Reading Steiner, the D-mail worked. Oh golly gosh, I wonder who that refers to. Cat Maiden's Domain. Alright, I'm out. Goodbye. I feel like I should say more. I don't know. I got nothing else to say. Bye.